First of all, I feel like many of you are looking for your partner to kind of chip in to kind of help validate, your self-esteem. That's what it feels like. You're looking for love, and you're looking for more signs of affection from your relationship partner. So for those who are in relationships, I feel like, you're off doing your thing and you have a lot of things on your plate, and you might want your partner to kind of step in and make things happen. And they themselves have a lot of things that are going on in their lives, and I feel like you might feel a little bit neglected. And as a result of it, I feel like you're looking, not so much stepping outside of your relationship, but you're looking for validation elsewhere. So from possibly people, other people outside the relationship, you're looking for validation, you're looking for support, or you're looking for that boost of confidence that's raining down on you from other people. So that's just the initial message that I was getting, and I feel like that's okay. But if you need something from your partner, you might want to, communicate that rather than seeking gratification elsewhere. Okay, so let's just get into your reading. I have here the King of Cups, and this is a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I usually think of this as somebody with children. So you might have children together, they might have children, and you're trying to coordinate a lot with this water sign. So the energy that I get from this person is, as a king, kings are very, very in control of their emotions. So they can be loving, they can be very nurturing. However, if they feel like you've just been attention seeking, they will tell you that. And, their words might hurt a little bit, but in all honesty, they will say whatever's on their mind. For many of you, you might be dealing with a Cancer in particular. I have here the Chariot. And this is a person, water sign in general, that you're dealing with. Someone who's very, very on track when it comes to their career. They might be a director. They might be very busy with work. They are also like in high demand, where they might have to travel. They might also have to. It's like traveling at a last moment's notice, where they're not sure where they're going to be next week. So they might not be around when you need that emotional, consistency. And it has nothing to do with them. It's just the demands of the work environment. The Chariot is a major, major card about achievement. It's about, discipline. It's also about like somebody who's moving forward with their career and their career advancement and their professional advancement and things like that. And so they might prioritize their work. They might prioritize their career. And as a result of it, you might feel kind of like put on the back burner. And for this week, if this is something creeping into your relationship, I feel like, as a Taurian person, typical Taurus people do not complain about things. You don't complain about frivolous things. You take a lot of things in, and you internalize a lot of things. You don't let it creep out. But I feel like if this is something you need from your partner, you're going to need to, communicate that, okay? Because they can't really read your mind. I mentioned with one of the other signs that are also dealing with, water signs. Water signs can be very intuitive, and they can be really, really considerate. But a lot of the times they might not see the big picture. They might not see the big picture. It's not like they're neglectful. It's just like sometimes they have trouble. Like they're so deep in their emotions, and they think what they want is also what you want. And if that's not the case, because everybody's different, you might need to really communicate what you need versus what they think you need. Okay, so I feel like it's a mismatch when it comes to emotional expressions, emotional needs, and they might not be aware of it. So I feel like if you're dealing with this person, there's a lot of communication coming through, okay? 8 of Wands, arrows of love, a lot of forward movement, a lot of coordination that's happening with you and this water sign. If you have children, Children are being shuttled around, so, going back and forth, driving back and forth. Some of you might have a new car, and I feel like for whatever reason, you're doing a lot of the legwork, and I feel like your partner, they might be so wrapped up in whatever they're doing, or even wrapped up in themselves, trying to make things happen in their lives, that you're kind of bearing the responsibilities of the relationship. And they might be so wrapped up in whatever they're doing that they just don't stop and say thank you for all that you do. Thank you for, being available. Thank you for, helping me. They might not realize that you need that. You need that to keep going. And so I feel almost like the two of you, there's a lot of communication, but the communication is a little bit dry. And the communication might come out in a way where it's sort of like very technical, logistical information rather than heartfelt communication, rather than talking about feelings and love and commitment and, all the soft, fluffy things. It's just very trite, concrete communication. And so there's a lot of text messages, there's a lot of coordination, phone calls. What are we doing at 7? When are the kids supposed to get out of class? Are you picking them up, or am I supposed to pick them up? So there's like a bit of confusion, or just a lot of logistics that needs to be planned between you and this water sign. For some of you, you're planning to take a trip together. You might be getting there first, and then, they have to work out the logistics to meet you there. And so I just feel like there's a lot of busy energy when it comes to maintaining this relationship. And then as a result of it, I also feel like there are a lot of people in your relationship. This is the in-laws type of a card, okay? This is one person with a very eccentric personality. And I feel like they're getting a lot of grief from the in-laws, okay? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So in-laws might be interfering in your relationship. So if you have children and you're dropping them off at, your in-laws, they might be like, why are you dropping them off here again? Why aren't you taking care of them? Or why isn't, your spouse taking care of them? So I feel like there's a lot of just arguments and confusion coming in because there are too many people in the household. There are too many strong-minded people. There are too many opinions. And there are just too many things to consider. And then on the flip side of that, if you have children with a water sign and you're no longer together, you're trying to, date again, and you're dealing with another person who's very, very eccentric. They beat to the, they walk to the beat of their own drums. They do whatever they want. They're very nonconformist. And they're just very, very different, very eccentric. And when I say eccentric, I immediately think of the Sagittarius, the Aquarius, and the Geminis. Very, very eccentric people. They don't care what society thinks, and they don't really care what anybody thinks. And so they're just going to be, their weird self. And I feel like that somehow does it for you, because you yourself, you're very, very conformist. And so if somebody, it's almost like you're aware of how you come across, and you're aware of social expectations. You're very aware of it. And so if somebody is not that way, it makes you feel they can, it's like an opposites attract thing, but I also feel like you kind of admire. So this is greatly a card about conforming to what other people expect of you versus, doing your own thing. And so I feel as if you might be in conflict here with a relationship partner, and you guys are kind of working at cross purposes with each other. Those seahorses, they're moving in different directions. It means it takes a lot of strength to get the chariot moving in the right direction, in one clear, concise direction. And two people are just missing each other, or not able to cross paths, or not able to agree, or not able to see eye to eye. So you and this water sign might not be able to see eye to eye. You might not agree on the really fundamental things to make a relationship solid or stable. If you're dating them, you might have very, very many ideological differences, and you might have, different expectations for one another. And what we have as well is the Ace of Coins. And this is like a new start. This is you moving on and taking on, like making an offer or giving an offer to somebody else. And also basking in the attention, the gifts, and the positive reception that you're getting from another person. So, like I said before, you might be in a relationship where there's a lot of conflict, or you feel a little bit unappreciated by your partner or underappreciated by your partner. And yet, someone else is giving you a lot more attention, is giving you a lot more praise. And I keep hearing the words like, I appreciate everything that you do. You know, I really appreciate you for being you, and I appreciate everything that you do. And that makes you feel really good as an earth sign, right? Earth signs are really helpful. They like to solve problems, and they like to help people. And so if somebody can validate that for you, it makes you feel really good. Whereas I feel like somebody here is taking all of it for granted. Not because they mean to, but it seems almost like they feel, I do it too. And then now that you have to do it, you complain. So I get that energy about, you know, both parties have had to do it. One person needs to step up when the other person's feeling down. And so now that you have to do it, they're like, why are you complaining? But the point is, when we are in a relationship, we can't really keep scores with each other. We do whatever is necessary, right? But there's also that balance of give and take. And I feel like what you're really looking for is appreciation, validation for all your efforts, for all your hard work, for everything that you put in. Even if everything is done behind the scenes, even if like the visible, tangible results are not there, you still need that validation. And I feel for many of you, the home front is a little bit problematic, or the relationship front is a little bit problematic. And as a result of it, you're kind of like seeking attention elsewhere. So I asked the cards to clarify who is showering this love and this affection on you, or this appreciation on you. And I have here air signs. So I have the Page of Swords as well as the Knight of Swords. So this kind of is a big, big confirmation. So I have Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra that is in your midst. And this is somebody that could potentially be a lot younger than you. They have like a very swift movement. So it's somebody that talks fast. They move really fast. They work really fast. They get things done really fast. They're not, you know, emotional. But when they do tell you, hey, I really appreciate what you did. They're very observant. So they see everything. And that's why, you know, their mind is like a mile a minute, and they see everything, they catch everything, they internalize every nuance. And I feel like they're so swift at picking up like nonverbal cues too, that it kind of caught you off guard when they come in and they're like, do you need help? I can help you with that. You seem like you're struggling. Can I help you with that? And the way that they say things, the way that they communicate is not like, you know, lovey-dovey. Like they might say, rather than, hey, you seem really tired today, is there anything I can help you with, so that, you know, you're not exerting so much time and effort. What they'll say is, your eyes are really puffy, and you have a lot of dark circles under your eyes. You don't get enough sleep. Let me help you with something. So like the way that they talk is a little bit, I want to say abrasive, but I feel like they state the obvious, right? They don't have like a filter. And this is what I mean by, you know, someone who's very eccentric. They don't care. They don't care what people expect from them. They don't care what people think. They're just going to be their weird self, and they're just going to state the obvious. They're just going to be very un-PC, like unpolitically correct, because they don't care. And so I feel like you find this very refreshing. Okay, you find this very refreshing. And I feel like for many of you, you have a really dry sense of humor. And so you like this type of energy. So you have this air sign, possibly younger, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Someone who like does things rather than talk about things. Someone who takes action. And I feel like you really appreciate this energy. And this energy is also very different from you. So it comes in, and I feel like it can really help you troubleshoot. It can really clear up a lot of mental fog for you. And you're getting a lot of appreciation and just a lot of affection in their weird way, kind of raining down on you. And I feel like it makes you feel really good. For those of you in relationships, I feel like this is a distraction for you here. This is like a temptation, a distraction. So be careful with this energy, okay? But for those who are single, you might be dating somebody who's very, very unconventional, and your friends are like, why are you dating that person? Your family as well could be like, they're of a different race, they're of a different religion, they're of a different culture. Why are you bringing them home? So I see this concept here about, opposites attract, and you're interested in somebody that your friends or your family might kind of, not that they're disapproving, where they're like, you need to break off with that person. But they're kind of like, why are you with that person? It's like, it's catching them off guard because, throughout your life, you've been doing things the conventional way, and you don't want to do that anymore. So I feel like you're bringing somebody home, or you're introducing them to your parents, or introducing them to your friends, and bringing them into the fold. And it's a different type of person than, the ones you have dated in the past. So people are like questioning your judgment. And I'm seeing as well, they're asking you, like, are you having a midlife crisis? Are you doing these things because you're bored, or because, something else internally is going on with you? So I feel like they don't understand. But you love who you love. It doesn't matter. Moving on to the other areas of your life, I have here the Ace of Pentacles. And what's funny is the Ace of Pentacles showed up twice. So we have here, you're making an offer to somebody, and they are completely clueless, okay? So you could be offering somebody, hey, you want to meet up? You want to go on a date? You want to, get involved with me? Get involved with me is like the word I'm hearing, involved, like get involved with me. Whatever that means, okay? And they're just like clueless. And then I'm also seeing there's an offer that's made on the table, a promotion, a job. Somebody might be telling you, hey, do you want to partner up? And I feel like, law profession, people that might be in a law firm, especially with this Justice card. And I feel like you're not really sure if the additional responsibilities is worth the additional pay increase. So you're kind of stuck when it seems, for what seems to me like, yes, it's a salary increase, but is it, worth the hassle? Because there's a lot of responsibilities. Some of you might not be ready for it because you feel like, I haven't really mastered everything that I've done here. So I'm not sure if I'm able to take up on this new opportunity, because I feel like you feel like it might trap you into a contract. You feel like it might trap you geographically, or you feel like you're not ready just yet. You need more information. Mull it over, sleep on it. I feel like it's a really good opportunity, okay? And I feel like there's an opportunity as well that is coming from far away. So if you're staying here in your geographical location, and the offer, Page of Wands is usually, long distance type of news, communication. It's usually very exciting and very fun. But the advice for you guys is, don't jump the gun. Take a moment to mull this over, ask some questions, and just be sure that you have all the information you need before you can make an informed decision. And I don't have to worry about that with you, but I feel like you or somebody else that you're dealing with might be somebody that you're connected to, or somebody that you care about might be smitten, or like the word is, starry-eyed when it comes to this new news, or this new offer, or this new opportunity, and they might be jumping the gun. Okay, so just make sure you have all the information. So the other card that came out at the beginning here is the Justice card. And the Justice card is fairness. It deals with reciprocity. It deals with looking at a situation very objectively and trying to weed out information that's not necessary from the information that is pertinent. I feel like for many of you, there's a lot of activity, a lot of communication, a lot of things being said this week where you are going to need to play this role and be very discerning, be very objective, rather than jumping the gun, okay? And I feel like it's coming in at work. It's coming in as job offers. It's also coming in as well with family members, where you are going to need to be fair when it comes to discipline, when it comes to making judgment about somebody or rewarding somebody for their good behavior. All right? So I hope the reading is helpful for you guys, Taurus. It's a really, really good week, very dynamic. And you have great opportunities, two aces falling out in two different decks. So I feel like you have something major, something new, something solid in your life. And I feel like, you know, many of you are making an offer to another person and because you want them to be a part of your life. It can also indicate to me as well, like, I'm seeing here, you know, talks about children as well, okay? So I wish you all the best. I'll be back next week, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.